Hello, everybody, and welcome to our live. I'm just going to make sure we're actually live and working. Say hi in the comments. Let us know if you can see us. Just watching technology. A little bit of technology woes this morning. But we are good. I see us live on YouTube, and we should be live in Facebook. So thank you. We got a live from Texas. If you're on Facebook, say hi so we can make sure we're live in Facebook land. There we go. I'm just checking. Yes, we are live in Facebook land. It's just taking a few seconds to get there. So thank you. Welcome to day 2 of the Scrapbooking Fun Summit. We have 5 Q&As today. Am I right, Tracy? 5? I think so.
I'm not working right now. You're questioning me. No.
We have 5 Q&As today. And Tracy, who's one of our scrapbookers, whose presentation is live today. Hi, Facebook people. So we are live. Great. We're doing Tracy today. So Tracy his presentation today is called Feeling Negative, and we'll be talking about that. So if you have questions about that, questions for Tracy overall, questions for us about the summit, we are here to help. So we are going to get into it, and all of the speakers. So Tracy, thank you for being my partner in this summit. It's been a crazy fun ride.
Sorry, ladies. Thank you, Heather, for being my partner. Okay. And you know what? I think I'm going to say this out loud to everybody. We're working good together. We both have our own jobs kind of thing, and it's working good together. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you, Heather.
We have looking forward to Tracy's. That's fantastic. Hi. So we're asking all of our presenters. My mind isn't working yet, people. Lack of sleep does that to you. What started you in scrapbooking? So Tracy, what started you in the scrapbooking world?
I have a what and I have a who. How about that?
That's perfect.
So yeah. So I guess I'm going to start with the who. One of my best friends from kindergarten. Anyways, she had started scrapbooking, and we're talking 20 something years ago. And she showed me, and I was like, yeah, no, because it was just white papers and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I don't like that. And then another year or two later, all of a sudden there was some more decorative items out there. And I went, hang on, let's talk again. So her and I mean, she, like I said, she's the one who got me into scrapbooking. And but then over the time, I was realizing that kind of like Erin had said yesterday, sorry, but she did. And it's very good for the heart. It's very good for some of the things you've gone through. And so for me, it was basically we lost our mother when we were young. So to deal with things like that, it is so good. It's hard, all right, but it's good. So that, really helped me. And then, of course, I've, dealt with all the good and the bad things that have gone on. I've even ripped pictures and put them on because that was a bad time. I have.
Well, it's the therapeuticness of art.
It is.
Whatever craft you do, whatever thing you do, whether you dance, whether you scrapbook, whether you paint, whether you knit, whatever, there's a huge therapeutic part of art. Not cheaper than therapy.
And just so you know, because Oma Marazzi, I've met her and she's so wonderful. Anyways, you should see
that's a great comment.
But that's what my friend who got me into scrapbooking now, because I have the store and I do, I sell her all the product. She's always cursing me now because no, it's not cheaper, but
not cheaper than scrapbooking. But it's great. Where are you from? We've already said that, but that's a question I'm asking everybody. So where are you from?
Oh, see, I'm used to asking the people. I'm looking at the answers. Well, originally from the Toronto area, so Bramalea or Brampton, if people want to, say that. And then I moved to Ottawa. But again, this has been like 30 years ago. I came here to Ottawa. So I'm stuck here.
Country.
Oh, Canada. Yes. Thank you. Ontario, the province, and Canada, the country. Yes. So if we say our A's, we don't notice it, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, we do say it.
Scrapbooking or card making?
I am more I'm definitely a scrapbooker because again, I do love pictures. I love those memories. Every now and then I will make a card, like I did one last weekend actually for somebody who wanted a thank you card. And I went, oh yeah, I'll put something together for you. But I don't have the same passion. I love the handmade cards. Don't get me wrong, but I'm a scrapbooker.
which is why we did the Scrapbooking Fun Summit. That is
Yes.
why we're doing that, because that's where
Yeah.
your heart was, and that's what it's doing.
Yeah.
That.
I'm
So
sorry, Heather. I also love all the chipboard albums. You know, I mean, what people make is amazing. I love to make some. I don't have the time always to make the huge extreme albums, but I mean, they're amazing too. Sorry.
it's good. How's the air? Any better than
Oh,
Toronto?
yeah.
Yes. The
No,
air has improved in Ottawa. We are getting
apparently
better.
we've passed it to you, right?
We passed it to Torontonians,
Toronto.
to New Yorkers, to Washington, and to Europe now. We passed it off to Europe now. So, but yes, currently our smoke is cleared up. But 2 days ago or 3 days ago, we had the worst air quality in the world, which is just phenomenal because we normally don't have that issue, but it is cleared up. So that's good. Can you tell us a little about your project? Because people may have not watched it yet because it is early in our release time. We know that. But can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, for sure. I find, and again, this is over the years of, dealing with my clients, is that I find a lot of us adults, first of all, are scared to just to make a layout or a card, just to do it. We like to follow all the instructions. We have to buy a kit and go that way. Okay. Whereas I like to, and I've sorry, I'm going to lose my words. I've learned this from watching kids. Just saying, you know what, just do it. Just put it down there. And so, anyways, my layout is mainly showing you, it's a mixture of all different product, different brands. It's not one collection. And it's kind of showing you how to, just use this part. Like say, I'm going to use some brand names, sorry, but this rub-on from 49 Market, where you're going to see I'm only using even half of it. And I'm mixing that with some, putting some washi tape on there. I'm using some different paints, the papers from Dress My Craft. So I'm just using a whole mixture and putting them together. So.
And why did you call it Feeling Negative?
Well, that's because of the negatives that are in there. See? Just because, again, it only has to do with the negatives. That's the only reason. Because I mean, I wanted to put a smile on your face, but yeah, it's just because of the negatives.
That's great. I didn't know. That's why I'm asking that.
Okay.
I didn't know. For anybody who's listening, do you have any questions? Now, Tracy has a love for clipboards. I have chipboard.
Yeah.
Not clipboard, chipboard.
Okay.
How did you? So there we go. I'm full of joy. So how did you come to start your scrapbooking business?
Okay. Well, I had been in sales, even though I'm nice and quiet usually, right? But I was in sales for many years, selling some product and then all different stuff. And then, I don't know if I just hit the wall and I just went, I've got to start something on my own. Actually, sorry, because I wasn't totally ready for that question. But a lot of clients were asking me at the time, like, why aren't you doing your own business? And after years of hearing that, it was registering in my head, like, why aren't I? And so I just kind of said, I was quitting my job and I'm going to start this. And that's really what happened. Not the best thing to do, everybody. All right. But that's just what I did.
It's a great thing to do if you're inclined, right? You know what? If people have passions for it, we can create businesses out of anything.
Yeah.
And, there's people, I love this. I love industries like this, where it's people who have a passion for something. It's so much fun to, work with people. Some people have to be in businesses where people are spending money on stuff they really don't want to spend money on, but we have to. Those are harder. But yeah, people who have a passion, it's a fun business to be in, right? It's not always an easy business, but it's a fun business because people want this and they're passionate about it and there's joy involved. And there's, as you said, art therapy involved.
Yeah. No, and I just find that you also have to remember you've got, and I say this often in my business, is that there's the fun side, but there's also the business side. And you always have to keep that, it's not always fun. Like you have to keep that in mind that if you're looking to start this business, you have to, kind of know how some of that runs, just because you've got to make money.
Yes.
So, and
that's
that's
really
not always fun.
That's a really important message for anyone out there. This is kind of a different way this discussion goes. So I am a business coach. That's what I do.
That's how I met Heather.
And that's how we met. And, you can make really viable businesses out of your passions. But Tracy's point is really true, is that if you think of doing this, if you're already doing this, it is a business. And so how do you make it so that you're not at least losing money? and you're making money, because it's a win-win when you're making money and your clients are happy. That's the ultimate place we all want to be. So
Yes.
do you want to show your project? Do you have it there? Because it's always cool to see it.
I do.
And Scrappy says they call them film strips instead of negatives. So there you go.
I'm probably older. Sorry.
Or different country. Different country.
Yes. And I mean, they are film strips. You're right.
Hmm.
So, sorry, just make sure I kind of hold that up properly. That's the layout that I've done. And like I said, these are these film strips, sorry, from 49 and Market. Sorry, are you able to order those?
You talk, I'll give you the comments.
Okay. See, I'm used to both here.
Distractions.
And then, as you'll see, I'm not very good at holding this up here.
No,
this is
good.
chipboard. Okay, because I love my chipboard as well. Most of my clients are going to know. Yep, she put chipboard on everything. And then there's a lot of just ephemera, all the different styles. I'm trying to think here. I've got the rub-ons are hiding here, and then I've got washi tape back here, and then as your strip, kind of putting the two papers together. Because washi tape, I guess I've learned too lately, I like to know what people ask me about, how to use. So I try to put a mixture in there.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
So you do have a comment, which is, are we able to order those negative strip clip chipboard words?
Of course.
Tracy.
Yes. Of course you can. Please, anybody can. If ever, I understand, please, that this is around the world too. So if ever, I'm losing my words. On my instruction list and the materials needed, I put the brand so that way too your local store can definitely order them in. Okay, it is a 49 Market product. Perfect. So,
and we have love the negative frames. This inspired me for a card idea, and that's what I love about this kind of thing. Is I said as we go through this, I am not a scrapbooker. I'm a crafter, but not a scrapbooker. Tracy will get me into scrapbooking or card making one of these days. But you get little inspirations. So even I've gotten inspirations from this to try things, and it's really gotten me. I haven't drawn. That's the right word. Oh, yeah. I do color pencil art. You can see, but I do that. And I haven't done color pencil art or watercolor pencil art in many years because of hand surgery. So you guys have inspired me to get back into doing that. So that's where it's great to do. We have a question is, what are the best things to use to decorate chipboard?
All right. First of all, just so you know, I did a list of ideas of what to use on your chipboard. Okay, that's one of the freebies that you can get today. Saying that, I always tell people, just try everything that you've got, whether it's paint. I'll say markers, but I always say don't use your markers, like your Copics, things that you're using for your stamps and that. Use a marker that you go, you know what? I've had this for years and never used it. Try it with that, because it can wreck the tip of your markers. So your paints, your glossy accents are big on them. Now, of course, when I'm being asked what I used on here, sorry, because I did bring it. I used some Prima paint. And then what I'm teaching you on this video too is to do the beeswax, Stamperia beeswax, with their metallic pigments. I don't know if you can see these well, but you'll see them better on the video. Because again, I try everything on chipboard. And then especially when it comes to words, always practice on the back. See how it is, see how it comes out, that color, whatever product you're using. If you like it, flip it over and then paint, color away, whatever you're using.
Excellent.
So yeah.
Somebody asked, where do I get the beeswax? Want to try that technique?
Okay. So the brand is Stamperia, which is, don't ask me now what country. It's in Europe. They're in Europe. However, of course, yes, I have it, but you can contact them directly as well. And again, your local stores. But yes, I can even give you the product numbers, things like that, if you need that. Okay, just contact me and I will do that for sure.
Excellent. We have another one that says, thank you for the downloads. I haven't worked with chipboards yet, so this list is helpful. And thank you, Donna. We have a wonderful, which is going to be long. I just want to say how impressed I am with the summit. Amazing job for all the hard work you're doing. Over the top happy.
Don't make us cry.
Thank you for that. Good morning, ladies.
You guys have been great.
Yes.
The other thing I will say with the chipboard is use a good strong glue when you're sticking it down. I do like the Tombow. I didn't bring it up here. Sorry. The Tombow white glue. It's stronger than, say, their clear glue. But as long as it's good and strong, because you don't want that to fall off.
Yes, I'm just looking through the questions.
And then you'll see too, I also use this, the beeswax in this product here. This, I keep forgetting, sorry, the metallic pigment. I'm not good with my words, everybody, okay? Sorry. I use this on a metal piece as well in this video, just to show you, like, you've got to try things and don't be afraid to use them.
So someone put here, maybe you can help them on where they can find stores. What country are you in, Linda?
Yes.
I wish we had a local store, but we have nothing except big box stores, which is starting to happen to all of us, I think. There's a local store here, Tracy said, that just shut down recently.
Yeah.
So yeah. Sometimes you have local people like Tracy who doesn't have a store, but sells out of her home and that kind of thing. So that can help as well.
Yeah. Let us know, Linda, where you are. I can Google things and that. Who knows, right? Or at least find whether it may not be the same, I'm going to say province, state, that you're in, but at least somewhere closer to you. Okay.
Is there something you do that gives you ideas for your layouts when you don't know what to do?
That's my thing. First of all, okay, there's times, yes, I'll be like everybody, and I might watch a video, I might go through magazines or something and go, that gives me a good idea. But then I start with my ideas and then I just go with it. Often what I find, and this happened exactly when I was doing the video, I just dropped something and I went, oh, that kind of looks good there. So, but it does happen. And I just, you know what, like I said, sometimes when I'm trying to figure out my layout, and then I go, stop thinking. And I just say, be a 6-year-old. And I place it and I'm like, yeah, that's good. And I just go for it. Really.
That's wonderful advice across so many things.
Yeah.
Adults overthink everything. So stop thinking and be a 6-year-old. You should do a scrapbooking page on that, Tracy.
Yeah.
Stop being and be a 6-year-old, because I think that's a really important one to do, to really kind of get that and just let your minds free. When we look at what kids do, we just lock our brains up so much as adults, and that can apply in so many parts of our life. But yeah, I like that. Linda is in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So we can look and see. And so you can get back to her.
I will. There's got to be something there.
You can also email Linda if you want to email Tracy at.
Yes.
You can do fun at scrapbookingfunsummit.com, and Tracy can answer that one for you too and help you find that.
Yes.
Plus she can ship to the US, I am assuming. Can you?
Well, yeah. Yes, I can. Okay. I'm not
but help you find local if we can.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, I have no problems, please,
Here we have, all my pages fell apart when I used a certain runner adhesive. Can I name it? You can name it, but Tracy probably knows what it is. It starts with an A and ends with an H.
Okay.
So what's the best? Let's answer the question different. What runner adhesive do you recommend?
Well, that's kind of what I'm going to answer, how I'm going to answer. And again, there's different adhesives that I use for different products. Okay. So, and I even in my video, I went really quickly because I'm like, yeah, I don't have time to be switching it all. But usually, all right, for the pictures on your paper, and I always map my pictures, as you'll also find out in the video, is that I'll use a Tombow runner. Okay. And there's some different types of runners that you can ask me to later on if that's okay with you, because there are some different types. Make sure it's not repositionable. That's the big one. All right. I like that for the pictures, because again, say in 5 years, I do want to remove that picture for whatever reason, you can. And that's important. And it doesn't wreck your picture on top of it. That's really the most important thing too. Then when it comes to putting paper on paper, I will use double-sided tape. I'm not very good at using like the bigger tape runners. So I like the Tombow one I use for this, like I said, the pictures on the paper. Sorry, ladies, here are my words. And then I'll use a double-sided tape just for the matting onto the paper, depending again how heavy that might be, because then sometimes that's where we get into score tape, which is a double-sided tape, but it's a lot stronger. Okay, so just depending what you're sticking on what. Does that make sense? And then I love that. I should have brought it up here with me and I didn't. The white Tombow glue. I love it for, like I said, my chipboard, metal pieces, anything that you have to keep sticking down strongly. Does that sound right?
Yes, it
Not
does.
my great words.
You're getting hearts. People understand. It says, I love glue guns and double-sided tape. Sticking down something that you want to hold, something that has a strong hold.
Exactly. You want to keep in place. But yeah, there's so many different adhesives for different reasons.
Yeah, so that's great. And we had, if there's any other questions on adhesives, keep them coming. Yep, go ahead.
Because she said her pages fall apart. That's another thing too, where I know everybody recommends putting your albums upright. I don't do that. I keep them flat. And that's going back to my, are you ready? Drafting days and stuff where you keep your papers flat. Okay. And I find that does help keep the adhesives in place as well. It may not look as nice on your bookshelf, but it keeps things stuck. So that's my opinion there.
That's great. And that makes sense, right? You ever, the old photo albums where we used to stick them in, if they're standing up, they all fall out. So yes. Linda said, one thing I've learned from summits and classes is keep going if you aren't happy with your project, because it almost always turns out fine. So true.
And as you know, Linda and everybody else, let's say, and trust me, you'll see me in the video. I've done some goof ups, and some of them I'm like, it doesn't matter. Other ones, as you know, that's what embellishments are for. We just cover that up. That's what I love about this. We don't have to be perfect.
You will find through the videos, because I know several people in the videos I've said, oh, I made a mistake, but here's how you recover. But I'm going to tell you something from as a drawer, because when you draw really close up. And what I've learned is when I'm drawing pictures, particularly with colored pencils where it's very fine detail, I have to walk away. And then I'll take a picture of it with my camera. This is a great trip for any art. I will take a picture of it with my camera, and then I'm seeing it from a completely different perspective. And all the little things that we're looking at that are driving us crazy go away. Because the camera gives you that depth of perception, and you can see it. And it's a great way when I'm doing color pencil art, I'll take pictures at different stages, and then I can see how it goes. So that would work the same with scrapbooking and card making, is just getting that view of like 10 feet back instead of 2 inches close to it. And I have known that to be so amazing in where it's changing things. Would love to see your drawings. I'll have to find some. I have some. You know what happens? I'm sure that you find this, ladies, too, as scrapbookers and card makers, you give it all away. And you're like, oh, where did my drawing go? What did I do? So I will find one and bring one up. But yeah, I love doing it. I haven't done it in a while, but it's that perception thing. So don't get stressed. And that's a really good piece of advice.
Yes. And does the Tombow glue dry fast on chipboard? Yes, it does. Okay. And it's the white bottle with the green cap.
So there was another one that went through here. I'm looking as the points come through. If you're on Facebook, we don't see your name unless you put it in. So I'm looking over at Facebook, and I can see the names there, but my mouse isn't working. What are your favorite? There we go. What are your favorite elements to use on a scrapbook page?
Well, because my company's called the Embellish Connection, I love embellishments. But like I say, I love chipboard. All right. And again, chipboard for me is, we can all have the same, whether it's wording or piece of chipboard, and it's a white piece of paper, right? Heather can color it this color. I might paint it, and add some dots, and somebody might stamp on it. It's amazing what we can all do differently with the same piece of chipboard. So yes, I love chipboard. I love embellishments, again, because they cover a lot of my errors, because I do them. But they also, how do I say this? I always say the photos on your layouts are the main focus, but you need other products just sometimes to pop them out, right? Just to really bring out the backgrounds. And some of the embellishments do exactly that. So yeah. And again, just try it. Just use them and just go, oh, that didn't look bad, right?
Karen on Facebook says chipboard's the best. So someone else who loves chipboard, and I can pretty much guess that's Karen Fisher.
Who I got addicted to chipboard, if that's her.
What is your favorite album that you would recommend for scrapbooking?
Okay, I'm assuming you're talking, all right, so a brand or a, and that's again where I'm going to say there's different types. And even for me, because you've got your post-bound albums and you have binder rings, right? So sometimes I love the post-bounds if I'm making an album that, first of all, is either, I don't know, for me, more vintagey or something where I know, okay, all my pages are done. I'm putting it in this album because the post bounds, when you open them, I find the pages are a lot closer. So especially if you're doing a double page, they flow together nicer. Okay. But a binder I love, especially, and if you want a brand, there's some We Are Memory Keepers that I like, and Pioneer ones, of course, that especially, I think it's the We Are Memories, and you don't quote me yet, that are 3 inches or 2.5 or 3 inches. And so they're the bigger ones. So, you know, you've made some, say you did Christmas, but now I'm not in the mood to do whatever, the early year. I don't want to do any more winter stuff. I'm into my summer layout. So I don't have to do them in order. And if I don't do them in order, you just have to open up the binder, find the spot for them, and put them in. Does that make sense, I hope?
Mm-hmm. No, it makes sense, right? Because it gives you more flexibility and things to do.
Yes. And that's the thing. You can fit more in them, easier to, you know, add. But when you open them, there's going to be the binder in the middle, the rings, right? So it just depends what you're looking for.
Yes. And that's, you know what, that's cool about most things is that you need to do it your way.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, be the 6-year-old kid doing it your own way. And that's where life happens. And that's where magic happens. In so many things. It's true when I work with clients as well. When they try to be somebody else, it never works. When you try to figure out what you love, that's what really works. So
exactly.
Any other questions, comments, clipboard, general scrapbooking stuff, because since that's Tracy's expertise. Anything else you ladies would like to know? We do have 4 others of these today. So it's going to be a busy day, lots of opportunity to ask questions. Anything you have any questions about the summit itself? If you're a VIP, you have access to the VIP fun crops. And there is one today or tonight or tomorrow. We're having lots of fun with time zones. So it's lots of fun with all the different time zones all over the world. Yeah. Right now, unless there's somebody on here, most of our Aussie and New Zealand people are sleeping. But the crop is at 8 p.m. Eastern, American Eastern Standard Time, New York, Toronto time. And then there's one tomorrow at 2 p.m. if you're a VIP. So you have to be a VIP to take access of the fun crop where we're going to do some crafting together, get to know each other, really have some fun. So if you are in the VIP, hopefully you'll be able to join. Thank you for lovely Q&A. You're welcome. Any other questions? And the email went out for day 2's out there. So you saw this. And we just added Tracy at the last minute because we're like, we have time now to do this.
Yeah.
Not that Tracy didn't want to do a live Q&A. It was a little bit about what do we have doing? Yeah. Very informative. Thank you. You guys are welcome. I'm just seeing if any more questions come in.
And I promise everybody, if you've been messaging us, we're doing the best. Like right now, I'm not answering, but after that, I get back, you know, after our next meeting, eventually I get back to the emails and responding to everybody. We're doing, like Heather said, we are doing the best that we can. We're trying.
Well, most of the things that we're coming up against, honestly, are just maneuvering the website. Not everybody is at the same technology levels and the same technology knowledge. There have been a few issues with some of the speakers' free bonuses. We are passing that back to them. And they are fixing them. They're in the site. So if you have a particular question for someone, just tag them. So if you're in the Facebook group and you're trying to tag someone, do the @ sign and their name. Like if you're having trouble getting that tag, do the @ sign and the name, and then that will work. And you can tag them in there. Facebook's really being silly about it. It tells it like 2 days later that we've been tagged. So we're doing our best to get your questions answered. But a lot of the issues have been email, or honestly, here's some issues if you're having it. People have unsubscribed. If you unsubscribe, you can't get the emails and you can't access the conference. So don't unsubscribe from us. You can do that after this is all over if you don't want to hear from us again, but don't unsubscribe for us before that. So thank you all. We will be back in a half hour or less than a half hour with Sean? No, with
Nicola.
Nicola. So there you go. thinking about all these people that we have. They're all coming today. We'll be back in a half an hour or so with Nicola. Thank you, Tracy, for sharing your story and for sharing your questions. And Tracy's in there to answer stuff. We look forward to seeing you guys on more in the group, and enjoy today's presentations. There's a lot of fun. There's a lot of diversity. And it's really interesting for us to see which ones you guys resonate with. And everyone has a different one they like. And people have been consuming the videos. So congratulations. And we will see you on the next live. Thanks.
Yes. Thank you, everybody. See you soon.